Hey man, say man, it's your boy DAALIGHT, man, Daylight TV. Back at y'all with another video. And on this trip, we're gonna be getting into day one of the murder trial against Hernandez Govan, the alleged mastermind behind the murder of Young Dolph on November 17th, 2021. But first, hit that like and subscribe button, smash that notification bell if you're really mobbing with the content. Daylight TV, let's get it. So today, the trial of Hernandez Govan, accused of orchestrating the murder of Young Dolph, began it's Monday, August 18, 2025, with opening statements. Prosecutors argued that Govan was a key player in the plan to kill Young Dolph. Govan's defense attorney countered that the term mastermind was exaggerated and questioned the evidence against his client. Now, among the witnesses called in day one was Erica Thornton, which is Young Dolph's sister, who testified about her close relationship with her brother. She also stated that the last time she spoke with Young Dolph was the day before his death. Thornton also confirmed that she had to identify her brother's body, Dolph's body. Her testimony was relatively short, you know what I mean, with the defense only expressing condolences or whatever during cross-examination. Because if y'all remember when I was covering the Diddy trial, there was a lot of talk about whether or not the defense lawyers were going too hard on the quote-unquote victims. You know what I'm saying? So I guess they wanted to tread lightly, like it's a murder case. Somebody, lost a family member, all that shit. And it's like the girl's brother. All right. Next up, the defense called Raul Hopkins, Young Dolph's security guard or bodyguard or whatever. And Hopkins, who testified that he'd known Dolph roughly about 2 decades and served as his security guard for 7 years, testified about his close relationship, with Dolph. Hopkins described the well-known conflict between Dolph's record label, Paper Route Empire, PRE, and Gotti's label, Yo Gotti's label, Collective Music Group, CMG. I don't know when it was Cocaine Music Group, but yeah. He attributed the tension to musical disagreements, specifically noting that Dolph refused to sign with CMG. Hopkins testified that the tension manifested in several violent encounters, including, diss tracks and at least 3 prior attempts on Young Dolph's life, occurring in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the other one in California. And I spoke about the Charlotte thing when I did a breakdown of the whole Grove Hero situation with him getting shot in Charlotte. You know what I mean? And just so happened, I just spoke about the 2017 shooting, but I forgot all about the 2015 shooting and everything like that. That happened. But yeah, he recounted the incident where Dolph's tour van was shot at in Charlotte in 2015. Which is the one that I forgot. I knew about the one where 100 shots were sprayed and he had the bulletproof shit. But now it makes sense why he was bulletproofed up when he went to Charlotte in 2017, because he already had an incident. You get what I'm saying? Hopkins also mentioned the incident that we were just talking about with the SUV being shot up, and the third time being in California where he himself was shot, or Dolph was shot. You know what I mean? Hopkins highlighted Dolph's community involvement, including hosting the turkey drive with PRE artists, but clarified that Dolph was in Memphis for other business during his final, visit before his death. So while everybody was saying that he was primarily out there for the turkey drive, that wasn't the case or whatever and shit. In fact, he had testified that Dolph instructed him to be with the other artists who were supposed to be at the, at the event. Under cross-examination, the defense questioned whether Dolph usually carried weapons, as his brother was seen retrieving an assault rifle from Dolph's car during the incident. Hopkins stated that he didn't know if Dolph, habitually carried weapons, but acknowledged that Dolph had one on him that day. The defense also questioned if Dolph's need for security in Memphis was well known due to the ongoing conflict, with CMG and other people in the city. And Hopkins agreed to that. Now, the star witness in all of this is also the would-be co-defendant turned state's evidence, Cornelius Smith. Now, Cornelius Smith is one of the men who actually shot Young Dolph. He had the assault rifle, and I think the other person just had a handgun. Well, he provided crucial testimony against Hernandez Govan, who is accused, like I said, of being the mastermind behind the murder and all that. Smith testified that Govan informed him about a $100,000 bounty on Young Dolph, allegedly put on by Anthony Big Jook Mims, the now deceased brother of Yo Gotti. And Smith also stated that Govan offered him $50,000 of the $100K for killing Young Dolph, which Govan said that he was allegedly taking $10,000, of the money, right? Which is crazy to me, because if it's $100,000 and you're paying out 50, where's the other 50 going? You're going to pay them 50 a piece to do the work, and then you're going to take a percentage, like a finder's fee for finding the shooters? Smith testified that Govan hired him to carry out the hit, and that Govan told Smith and the other shooter, Justin Johnson, which I believe is straight drop, about Young Dolph's presence in Memphis for a volunteer event, creating the opportunity for the shooting. Smith also claimed that Govan provided him with the gun used in the murder, and that Govan was present for a meeting with Big Jook at his house where the hit was discussed. Smith described how he and Johnson initially were aiming to harm any members of Young Dolph's paper route empire. They spotted when they spotted Young Dolph's car, and they followed him to Makita's cookie shop and opened fire, killing him. Now, Smith testified that he had realized he left his phone in the car, that was used in the shooting, and that Govan retrieved the phone for him, right? He also claimed that after the murder, Govan told him to get a new phone and number, and that he was meeting people at Yo Gotti's restaurant, Privé, to collect the bounty. Now, that's interesting, because I remember after the whole Dolph thing happened, there was a large police presence over there at Privé. I don't know if something actually popped off over there, or they were just on high alert thinking like it might be some retaliatory shit. You know what I'm saying? The defense for Govan, or the defense attorney for Govan or whatever, attempted to discredit Smith's testimony naturally, pointing to the inconsistencies in his statement and questioning his credibility. So when that was happening, you know, Smith testified that he was under the influence of drugs when he initially was arrested and during his first conversation with the detectives. You know, now Smith naturally is being charged with conspiracy and murder and all this other shit. So, you know, but yeah, like, you know, Smith be like, he facing all the same like charges or whatever and shit. So he's basically hoping for some leniency on those charges in exchange for his testimony, though he denied that he's been promised a deal. You know what I'm saying? And again, Smith is currently charged with murder and the conspiracy to commit murder. So yeah, man, that's pretty much day one. Uh yeah, I mean, I don't know, like the Cornelius you know, the Cornelius dude, he definitely I mean, had the most of his gain in this shit. Straight drop, already been convicted and found guilty, so he not working. You know what I mean? And yeah, we're gonna see how this shit keep carrying on, man. It's just day one. They say that the trial is set to last around a week. Hopefully I'll be off my YouTube suspension before it wraps up, you know. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think about this, man. Like, what do y'all think about the dude straight drop? Have y'all been watching the cases? I've been watching the live stream and looking up, you know, and taking notes and everything like that every day. Or at least, you know, going forward. Because I normally don't cover like the jury selection part, because that's just kind of tedious or whatever and shit, and it don't really lead to nothing. I'm just more so about the testimony. But yeah, like I said, man, let me know what you think in the comments. You know, if you're still here, appreciate y'all. Hit that like and subscribe button, smash that notification bell if you really mind with the content. And as always, stay dangerous so you can be safe. It's your boy DAALIGHT, DAALIGHT TV. Let's get it.